Cheers, you guys. Ah, let's get settled in here for a second, shall we? I'm Stephanie Zima, My Way of Life Coaching, and today I'm going to talk to you, the introvert in this industry of network marketing, on how to create a business that actually vibes with you. Okay, so many of you are being attracted to making impact, helping other people, making things happen, but for some reason this whole network marketing industry with this hustle and bustle and loud and making lists of 100 people and all that kind of stuff just provokes anxiety in you. Okay, now I want to invite you. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. I want to invite you for a second to take a load off, take a sip, come on in, settle in, because I'm going to show you a different way on how you can build a business the introverted way, because you do not have to build business the way how your upline does it or how other people in your industry even are doing this. If you're new to me, I am Stephanie Zima. I help goal-oriented and ambitious women that are wanting to get more out of life, to build businesses, but not the traditional way. I help them build their way, and that is what's important in the Walk It Free method. Okay, so let's start. Part one, this video is going to have 3 parts, okay? One is why traditional methods burn you out. Part number 2 is the strength of introverted leaders, because guess what? You have tons and tons of strength that you may not be aware of. And then number 3 is the Walk It Free method for quiet growth, okay? So let's dive in here for a second. We are having the traditional methods that burn you out. Everyone is going to say, oh, you need to have 100 lists. You need to be having pressure on 24/7. Your energy needs to be on point all the time. You got to smile all the time, and then cold messaging, mass recruiting, all of that stuff feels super, super fake for you, right? It feels exhausting. Are you ever overwhelmed by the sheer amount of conversations that you're supposed to start? I don't know about you, but I surely am. Like, this is, I know I appear to be extroverted, but I'm not. I'm actually introverted that has extrovertedness as a defense mechanism. Yes, you heard me right. Extrovertedness is a defense mechanism that I have adapted when I was a child. We were in a foster family, and we always had foster kids coming over. And the one way how I was able to make sure everyone was at bay was coming out big and coming out loud and being the aggressor, so to speak. But truly inside of me, I am not the aggressor. I am actually someone that recharges in peace and in quiet. And it's really stressful when you have to live this way a lot and not have a balance, right? And that's probably what you're experiencing when you are in this industry. Like, yes, it's attractive to you to have your $500 to $1,000 of money of a month. It's attractive to you, but at the same time, what price are you paying, right? And it's showing up. The fact that you're out of alignment, it shows up for you likely in procrastination, likely in avoiding the events, the Zoom calls, the trainings, those kind of things. Is self-sabotage. Is where your brain says on the one side, yes, I want to do that. Yes, it makes total sense. Yes, I'm standing behind the products that I'm selling. I love the products that I'm selling. However, you are not having the action. You're not taking the action. You just don't. And it's because likely you are not aligned with the business model and the way how you're building your business. Okay? Okay. So let's dive in a little bit more and deeper. You are not broken. If you are not having the results that you are wanting, like, you're wanting to recruit probably 3 to 5 people. Maybe you want to have 3 or 5 people, new customers. Maybe you want to do a sale a day. Whatever your goal is, You always have to look at what are my actions. And if you are not taking the actions every single day, something is not aligned. You are not believing maybe that you can do it. Maybe you don't like the way how it's proposed. Maybe you don't like the scripts. I hear this all the time. What's a script? What's a script? I don't know what to say. I don't know how to have a conversation. And when you don't know how to have a conversation, it's always because it's not you. You're trying to be somebody else because you do know how to have conversations when you are comfortable. But when you're not comfortable, it's probably because there's something missing. Belief is missing, possibly, right? If you don't want to tell somebody about your product, you don't know how to make the flip, how to make the switch. Maybe it's because you don't really believe that it will benefit them. See, introverts are not necessarily passive people, but we are often empathic people, we are often intuitive people, and we need to make sure that whatever it is that we're giving to somebody is actually creating an impact, right? It's not just selling, it's not all about the money. It's like we want this to help them, right? We want this to help them, but how can we be sure that something actually helps them? And see, I think this is where a lot of people are hung up, when you can't make the flip from meeting somebody. That's already a challenge for introverts, but then making the flip to asking the question and presenting you a product is because you have not built this belief that your product actually will help them. Okay, that is where you have to grow. You have to grow that belief. Now, how do you grow that belief? You have to figure out, who will this actually help? So, clarity on what is my target audience? Who will this help? How will this help? Why will this help? And where do I find those people? Okay. Now, of course, we want to jump to, oh, it's going to help everybody. It's so amazing. Look at my amazing drink. That's what they're all teaching you. Mm-hmm. That's what they're all teaching you. But you know it's a lie. You know, because you're an intuitive person, you know it's a lie. So you don't want to do it because you know it's a lie. It won't help everybody, and not everyone is going to love it, and not everyone is going to want to do it. Okay? That is the situation, right? So many of us are not remembering and staying aligned to who we are. And the way how you solve it is by really getting in touch with who, what, and how you believe it actually will work. Not what your upline is saying, not what the company is saying. You have to find your own way. You have to find your own messaging. You have to find your own way of making this work. Now, if you need help on that, remember, I have a really killer deal, $27 membership, right? That is going on. Click the link up and above and jump in there, because that is what I work out with people. See, many start this, but they don't have the guidance. They don't have the mentorship on how to figure out all these steps. They don't know how to do it. Well, in that membership, in the mentorship group, that's where you find out how you are going to do that. So make sure it's only $27. It's a steal, right? It's $27 a month. It's not even worth mentioning, really. It's cheaper than a cup of coffee. Cheers. And the best part is, it's all for introverts, because you know what? You can be the fly on the wall in there. You can be on the call. You have your camera off. I don't care, and every week you are going to submit me a Google Sheet form that will let me know what you're struggling with, and I will create a training especially for your struggle. So you don't even have to come up in this group call and say anything, really. You can just tell me and let me know what you're struggling with, and I will deliver this for you. That's in the mentorship group. But moving on back here, okay? So once you know where your brain is holding you, where your brain is saying, hey, stop it, that's where you need to build the belief. You need to have clarity around who your audience is going to be. Who do you want on your tribe? See, that's another story. We don't reach out often and our brain blocks us and we feel overwhelmed and anxious and all these things because we don't subconsciously want to attract this tribe that makes us feel horrible. But good news ever is you get to have the choice who you want on your team. Sometimes we forget that we actually are in charge. We are the leaders, right? We get to decide who we want on our team, who we want in our organization, who we want to be working with. When you're a coach, we can decide, you know. Now, when you come from a mindset of desperation because you must make a sale, see, there's the offline again, right? You're not aligned with who you are at your core. You're somebody that wants to make an impact. You want to you want to create an impact. You want to help people. But now you're like, ugh, I need to make money too, right? This is not aligned. This needs to be aligned in your branding. This needs to be aligned in your messaging. This needs to be aligned in your content. All of that stuff needs to be aligned. And once you have this purpose, you are going to be showing up for them. And then you get to have the decision, who do you even want to work with? And the confidence comes from taking the small actions. See, if you decided who you can help personally, what are your strengths? What are you good at? I'm good at being flexible with people. I can build a brand on a dime. I can look at you because I'm very intuitive. I am very intuitive and I have a lot of life experience. I'm somebody that has seen it all. I mean, from all kinds of walks of life, like whatever it is you're throwing at me, I probably have seen somewhere either firsthand or through somebody that I came in contact with already. So I'm very quick in pivoting and adjusting and being resilient when things don't go my way. Okay. And I'm very gritty because I've been failing for a long time. So it's like you fail, but you win also. See, and this is where the success skills that everyone needs to be a successful entrepreneur is going to develop. But it doesn't happen when you don't take action. See, when you cannot get yourself aligned with a purpose-driven business model that is from you, regardless if you're working in a network marketing company or not, you can build your own. See, you can build your own and you can make it your own and you can attract the clients you want to work with. That is what you need to do if you want to make this work. Okay. Now, you don't need more hustle. You really just need more alignment, more things that feel authentic to you. That is important. And often, here's the last thing that I'm going to say on this topic. Often, the reason why we are not more authentic is because we lost touch with our inner child. We lost touch with who we really are at the core because we've been pushed often into whether or not it's your job, or maybe it's your family of origin, or maybe it's something else. Those people like that we are in contact with, our environment often drains us so much, and we are not coming out of this situation unless we are taking personal development classes and doing it that way. Okay. All right. Part number 2 now, the strength of an introverted leader. We need to understand that being an introvert is a huge strength and it's a huge benefit, and having depth and having connection and ability to connect with people on a deeper level, on a healing level, right? All of you who are in health and wellness, for example, oh my word, use that as an example. Use that. Why wouldn't you focus on deeper connection with the people? Because there's so many people that are hyping up. Where are we covering the deep connections, the healing of the body, the healing of inflammation, the healing of what's holding people back, the paradigms, right? That is, we need to speak more of, because that is impact. You don't have to change thousands of people's life. You have to change one person's life. See, here's the kicker, what you don't realize. All you need to do is you need to change one person's life. Now you are impacting, right? We're all here for impact, legacy, right? That's attractive to us. you are impacting not just this one person that you're thinking of, but now because you changed their cycle, their patterns, all of the people that they are coming in contact with are also going to be changed. We forget that sometimes. It has ripples, okay? It's a ripple effect. You put a drop onto water, what happens? It ripples around all over the place. So when you are introverted, you got to remember, you just need to find this one drop, one drop, one on one. We love deep connection. We love one on one. Even when you create your content, try to look at the camera and say, I'm speaking to one person. I am speaking to you right now, okay? Now, you are having super strength that all the extroverted people don't have. Yeah, they can do the parties. Yeah, they can have all these events, all that stuff that they want to do, right? But that's not important to you. That's important to them, and they get to have that. What's important to you is that you're creating an impact on the people that you're selling your products to or sharing your product, call it whatever you want, right? But you need to focus on the impact you're doing on this one person and then watch the ripple effect happening. Now, introverts' strength are being a creative listener, right? A great listener. You are a space holder. You hold space for people to feel their emotions, possibly to work and process through struggles that challenges that hold them back from being their best self. For example, maybe you're good in story sharing. Maybe you can tell somebody and not, if you are not comfortable promoting yourself, maybe you promote other people's stories. That is something you can do. And when you reframe the thought of your selling, right, to your serving, because you are. See, yes, you are selling a product. You give a product and you receive money back. Okay, that's a sale. You give money, or you give a product and they give you money. It's a sale. But you do so much more. Let's get real. What else are you selling? Right? You're not just selling the product and you're walking away. If I know you correctly, you are probably way over serving. You are going to be there as a friend for them. You're going to be helping them find better habits. You're helping them find better hair products, skin products, whatever it is that you sold them. You're serving them with knowledge and all kinds of stuff. Okay. People will feel safe with you. If you can community, you don't have to create this big, huge community. You have to just create a safe community, like my mentorship community. That space, I'm going to hold the space. There is a chat. There is an ability to communicate with me privately. There is a way how to submit your requests in private, anonymous, because I don't know about you, but I never really felt comfortable on getting onto the stage and clicking the button and being in front of, even in a group, being in front of everything. And I could, for the longest time, not afford the one-on-one coachings, right? And even with the one-on-one coaching, sometimes that felt uncomfortable. So this mentorship community is a safe place where people can learn, where people can communicate, where people can anonymously let me know what's going on, or they can talk about it. Besides, I'm also a Stephen minister. I'm sworn to secrecy, whatever it is people are telling me. So that's besides the point. But okay, moving on. Part number 3, okay? The Walk It Free method for quiet growth. So I'm going to teach you a little bit the method that I use to make things happen. Okay. Now, we heal. You have to heal. You have to heal. What are we healing from? When you start this, you are probably not aware that you have to heal, but you have to release the fear of judgment. You have to heal your fear of rejection. You have to heal the fear of being too quiet, too loud, too this, that, and the other. Okay? You've got to heal that. You've got to find the road back to yourself, to your authentic self. Who are you at the core? What are your core beliefs? And how are you wanting to show up in the world? What are you called here to do? What is your purpose? Now, when I talk about healing, you know that this can be so emotional. Okay, that can be so emotional because when I started this work, I got so upset. I had my list and I was supposed to write 100 things down about me that are great about me. 100 things, 100 attributes. And I remember to this day, I was so upset because I had nothing. My brain was blank. I had nothing. I had an empty piece of paper and I couldn't write one thing about me, not one positive thing. And that was really mind opening. That was really eye opening too, to realize like no one has ever spoken to me in kind words. Nobody has ever given me affirmative words. Nobody had ever put that on my radar. All I knew was hustle. All I knew was fight for attention, fight for acknowledgement. And see, I had to heal that inner child. I had to heal to figure out who I am and what do I really want to do and why am I here on this world? And then I had to heal all that pain that came with that. The pain that I realized that a lot of people weren't kind to me growing up. They weren't kind, not because they didn't want to, just because people don't know. People don't necessarily know. Okay, unless you have luck to grow up with parents that are already a coach or maybe already into personal development, or they have done a growth journey and they went through their awakening, chances are they don't even know. Okay. Mm. So you don't have to be upset at them. You just have to heal for yourself. You have to know you have to heal for yourself. Okay. Once you healed for yourself and you're in touch with who you are, that's when you can put that into figuring out who you want to show up as in your business. What attributes do you have that you could help somebody with? Okay. When you do that, now we're coming to the second step. You connect. You connect and clarify your message and your story. You need to share from your own truth, from who you are, because when you just use a script, it doesn't feel right. And your authenticity and your empathy and all the stuff is going to scream halt. Your brain is going to say, hey, this is not us. We don't like to be like this. This is not who we are. So you have to connect with who you are in order to make that happen. I hope this makes sense. Let me know in the comments what your takeaways are, okay? So use content that attracts you, because here's the thing. You are talking to somebody that is like you. You want to attract people that are like you. I know they say opposite attracts. But do they? Do they really attract? Maybe, but are they comfortable to work with all the time? Maybe not. Can you imagine you're an introvert and you cannot be extroverted? You are a hardcore introvert, right? I mean, I'm an extroverted introvert, I would say. I have learned how to be extroverted, but I always need to recharge in private and in calm and in quiet and in nature. That's why I always go traveling into the woods and like my campfire. But here's the thing. If you're a hardcore introvert and you're recruiting only extroverts, and these extroverts are going to expect you to do all these things because now you are their leader, is that going to work for you? Probably not. Probably not. So you need to focus your content on who you are, what attracts you, what you like to look at, and put that all together. See, and for somebody who's brand new in network marketing or in an online business, this can be really challenging. And that is why I made that mentorship community. That is why I made that mentorship group, because it's not tough, but you've got to know what to do in order to make it yours and start attracting clients and customers, and not just bully them into buying something from you, because that won't work for you. It will not work for you. And that is why so many network marketers are failing, not because the industry is wrong. See, yeah, you can have your opinions about the industry. You can say, well, there's so many people that are not making it, so it must be a scam. I believe it's not a scam. It teaches you how to sell. It teaches you how to build a business with no risk, mind you. You don't have inventory, you don't have upfront costs. So it's a really good business model for getting started. But you need to also learn how to be you, because regardless what you're doing in this life, you will have to understand that when you do something that's fake, when you do something that is not aligned with who you are not going to take the action. And if you're not taking the action, you're not going to succeed. That's just it. So you've got to be you. You've got to share from your own truth, and you cannot build just using someone else's script. Okay. And the content needs to pull instead of push. Pull in, be interesting. Okay. All right. Then the third step here is level up, right? We heal, then we connect, and then we level up. Showing up as you are will make you take action, but you need to know what kind of action you are taking. You need to be able to do reels, you need to maybe do YouTube, you maybe need to do some emails, some DMs, whatever it is that pushes your business forward. There's so many different ways that could leave you again overwhelmed. Okay. But if you have clarity, if you know where you need to start, what exactly you're looking to do, now you can have laser sharp focus and you know exactly what action to take. See, sometimes they're teaching you have to hustle and you have to do all these things, right? You have to be so loud and you have to do. No. See, I tell you, you can do a lot in maybe 30 minutes here and there. But if you do 30 minutes here and there that is not focused and not coherent with what your message is, you will fail, right? You won't attract the people you need to attract. But if you are having clear messages, clear target audience, clear action every single day, clear and consistent action every single day, you are going to win. There's no way. All you need to do is a little bit at a time, little bit every day, and you are going to create an impact. It's like putting the drop into the glass. Drop, 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 right? Put the drop into the glass and you are going to be able to fill that glass over time. Not, however, if you don't fill the glass over time. If you drop, and then don't do anything, that couple drops are going to evaporate and you have to start over again. Okay. That's the key here. You have to make sure you do it consistently. And that is what we learn also into the mentorship group. We are learning that to take the daily actions slowly, every single day, slowly. And, being loved and encouraged and supported throughout, because building real new habits can be super challenging, you guys. It can be super challenging. It's not something that just comes. Okay. If you have built 20 years of being a certain way, you're not going to change that in a week. You're not going to change your morning routine within a week. You're not going to do that. It's going to take some time. Okay. And that's why it's a subscription. So you can stay as long as you want and as long as you need, and you can get out as fast as you need. And if you come in and check it out for a month and then you get out, you can do that too. Okay. All right. Own your unique pace. That is the key message here. When we level up, sometimes I hear people, oh, I don't have time for this. This is too much. Remember, this mentorship group is for introverts mainly. I mean, also extroverts, but introverts also. Okay. You get to do your own pace. You can do as much as you want. You can do as little as you want. You can show up on camera. You can show up off camera. You can submit only your topic requests, your struggles, so that I can address them, via camera like that. Or you can send me a message, or you can be live on person with me. Or you can even up level and book a private session with me. Either way you want it, there's a way for you. Okay? All right. So let's wrap this up. Okay? If you're an introvert, you are not doomed. There is so much need for you in this industry, in the industry of online entrepreneurship. There is so much need for you because guess what? A lot of people are introverts, okay? A lot of people are introverts, and there's a lot of people that need to be taught how to build a business, how to create an income, how to have the foundation that fits for you. All right. I hope to see you into the membership. Make sure you leave me a comment below what your takeaways are. Send me messages. Send me a DM. If you, wherever you see it, send me a DM. If you want me to address anything in specific, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer you right here with another YouTube video. Talk to you later. Walk it free.